Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Simplicity Sessions podcast. I am Jen Pike, your host. So this is a little different. You're actually going to hear two different intro versions to this because I hosted a webinar on the weekend on March 21st, and I looped it all up, got it together, sent it to my team, and then I couldn't get out of my head for the next day some things that I wish that I had spoken about and some things that had kind of evolved since that I wanted to make mention of. So before you actually are heading into your full recording of this podcast, which is also a webinar, so we're giving it for the first time as a video and in the audio side of this, is that I've just been witnessing two very polarizing aspects of humanity happening over the last little while since this has all been going on. I have seen a tremendous amount of people living from the heart and being extremely kind and loving to one another. And then I have seen people coming from a completely limbic part of their brain, which is hardwired for survival, and being unkind and shaming people and embarrassing people and calling people out and just plain and straight up being rude and mean. And it has been like, that is the thing that has felt the most heavy and disheartening and overwhelming to me in all of this, is watching how people are treating other people. And I know it's coming from a place of fear and uncertainty, but you have to understand that we all have that limbic part of our brain that is, like I said, hardwired to help you survive. And it is scanning life as you know it in every moment. And if you get stuck in that fight or flight, that survival mode of constantly being, like, oh my gosh, is this going to, bring the virus into our home? Is this going to happen? Is this? And I get it. You're being inundated by the media and by news. And I'll tell you that those of us who work in the industry that I work in, which is, the holistic health and functional medicine industry, we are not tuning into a lot of that. We are really creating a lot of healthy boundaries around how much we're watching, how much we're allowing to come in. I'll tell you, for us in our house right now, the news goes on every 2 days at 5:30 at night. We do not do it in the morning because I think it is actually really unhealthy to start your day off with fear and negative. And that's what's on the news right now, is fear and negativity. And so at 5:30 p.m. for half an hour, every other day, we will turn it on the weekend. We didn't have it on once because I just trust if there is something major I need to know about, someone in my family is going to send me a message or going to call me and let me know. I don't need to be on top of it as well. And it is healthier for my body and for my whole family for me not to be in it, because our children are watching us. They are watching our reaction. They're watching our intensity. They're watching our behavior. They're watching how we treat other people. And they're going to come from that place as well too. So I think we really need to take a step back. Stop posting. Like, Facebook, in my eyes right now, is the most toxic environment. People are going on and just all of a sudden standing on a soapbox and at the microphone and just saying the meanest things. And I read this story this week of this woman who was so proudly saying that she was sitting out the front of her house with her kids, and she was yelling at people that she saw walking down the street in groups together. You're not social distancing. You're not 6 feet apart. And she was like proud of that, and hopped online to Facebook and was looking for like the fist pumps from everybody else. Do you know what happens in a moment like that? Number one, you've made those people feel horrible. How do you know that wasn't just like a family of 5 people, whatever it may be, a mother walking with her daughter and an aunt that lives together? Again, like, you don't know people, you don't know their stories, you don't know what's going on. The other side of that is that when someone needs to go on to a social media platform like Facebook and needs to post something, that is a reflection of themselves. And there is a small part of them that feels like what they did possibly wasn't the right move. And what they're looking for now is confirmation and affirmation. They put it out into the world and they wait for someone to like it. They wait for someone to love it. They wait for someone else to jump in there and be like, yeah, good for you for standing up and saying that and doing that. It makes me want to throw up, to be honest, because I see right through that. I think it is one of the most transparent things that we can do as a human being, is to put that kind of stuff out there to get the negativity storm happening behind the scenes. And here's the thing about inflammation in our body, right? So many people are worried about supporting their immune system. And, I think if you're really concerned about supporting your immune system and your adrenals and your thyroid and your hormones, that you really need to keep your inflammation in check. And inflammation is driven a ton by what you eat and what you drink and those types of things and the chemicals in your environment, but it is massively driven on an internal level by your thoughts and by your behavior and by the things that you allow yourself to do. And fear and uncertainty will start to shape your behavior. It will take you over if you allow it, and it will not bring out the best version of you. And it'll get you stuck into a panic state of anxiety. And again, I understand that is where this is coming from, is that fear. But in your body, when this is happening, you are creating this massive storm of cytokines, of prostaglandins being released, of all these inflammatory triggers and markers, and it sends your immune system into overdrive. And when your immune system is in overdrive, I know you might think that sounds like a good thing, like it's going to work harder to keep you healthy, but it does the opposite. It gets overwhelmed when it's in overdrive, just like you do. And what starts to happen is your body and your immune system will begin to attack healthy tissue, organ cells as well. So for women who I work with in the Hormone Project who are dealing with Hashimoto's and MS and endometriosis, adenomyosis, various autoimmune conditions, their bodies are in a flare-up right now because of this cytokine storm that's happening in their system that has flipped the switch into a now overreactive immune system. And tissue and things are being broken down, and it is showing up in very different ways in every single woman that I am working with. This is something that you have to get in check. So it is not just about what are you supplementing with and, what are you eating and how much sleep are you getting? What's happening up top in your mind? Okay. Like, what are you allowing to come in? And, it's just, I think we need to press pause. I think we need to calm down. I think we need to stop watching the news. I think we need to start doing our own level of, if you want to research it, do that. I think it's important because you're going to be pressed in the next coming weeks and months, mark my words, to make some pretty big decisions for yourself and for your family's health. And if you think for one moment that big pharma cares, that these big pharmaceutical companies care about your health, why wouldn't they right now be teaching us on the news and in media, here are the steps and the things you need to do to protect your body and your immune system? If they really truly cared about you and your kids and your family, they would be teaching you what those of us in this industry are teaching you, which is actually how to remain healthy and to continue to build health. Not about what medication you can take, not to get excited about a vaccination possibly in the works. Like, come on, let's look through this with open eyes and an open mind and really think about it. Do not for a moment believe that those companies are invested in your health. They're invested in the bottom line, which is the dollar. So you need to stand up and you need to wake up. If you want to voice your opinion about something, if you want to, rally the troops and get society to change their viewpoint and to be high-fiving you about something, make it something positive. Share tips that you are using with your family to stay healthy. This is not just about secluding yourself, okay? We need to have the physical distancing right now. Yes, I agree 100%. But we don't do physical distancing and then virtual bullying, because that's what is happening right now, is that people who are putting stuff out there, you are the bully that you're teaching your kids not to be. You are the bully that your kids are wearing a pink shirt about. You are the bully that you are calling other people. That is what you are doing and who you are being right now. And that's not okay. We are homeschooling like everyone else. And one of the four main focuses with our children outside of academics, health and wellness, and life skills is character. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to show up as in this world? That is a core thing I think all of us need to be asking ourselves right now. So before you step into this webinar about your adrenal health, I really need you to sit and think a moment about who you are as a human being, how you are acting, and to remember that in a time where we are so wrapped up in our economy and freaking out about finances, that kindness costs you nothing, yet it is a currency, and so is love. And it can add a level of abundance that can touch people across the globe in ways that you never imagined. So get off of Facebook with the negativity. Stop yelling at other people. Think about how you can do something positive and enjoy this webinar/podcast. I just had to come on and make some comments about that because, there are a lot of people that are being hurt right now by what's happening. and we're all feeling it in different ways. And if we're choosing to show up and act out this way, there's going to be I feel like there's going to be a lot of fighting, and there's going to be a lot of different things that are going to happen and go on if we don't band together. There's going to be segregation, and it's not going to be from a virus. It is going to be from people's energy, attitudes, and their own actions. So with that, let's take a collective deep breath on this Monday morning. I'm sending you tons of love, tons of positivity. You are doing the best you can right now, which is amazing. And I feel you and I see you. And connect with us in social media. Send us a positive message. We will send you one right back. Have an amazing rest of your day, everyone. Enjoy today's podcast and webinar. Take care.